It's my opinion that a well-trained chimpanzee could do the job of a Kentucky senator. All you got to do is vote the will of the people. But there's a couple of things that people overwhelmingly want, or surveys show. Oh, this is UFO.
Indeed, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stay focused.
I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
Shiny object.
Shiny object. Okay, two of the things would be medical marijuana, and the other one would be sports gaming. For the life of me, I have no idea why a senator would want to sit on something like this, where 90% of his constituents want it voted on and, well, to be truthful, pushed through. But there are citizens and organizations like Kentucky Moms for Medical Cannabis that do their research and try to find answers to why Kentucky senators don't want to do their job. It's cowardice. It's a very cowardice. And so I bring in Kristin right now for Kentucky Moms for Medical Cannabis. Good morning, Kristin. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing really good, and my condolences on what looks like is going to be yet another session. And these senators do this. These Frankfurt coward senators do this term after term after term. They sit on the ball, and in the meantime, people that could use this as medicine, they suffer. And I'm talking about children, men, women, soldiers. The list goes on and on and on. The benefits of alternative medicine goes on and on. What kind of research have you done? Because obviously someone in your family is affected, and you would like this passed just for relief, peace of mind, for mercy. But what kind of research have you done? Because you're interested to find out, why are these senators in Kentucky not doing their job?
Well, we've been at this since for years now. We've worked very hard. I got involved because I have a daughter with a severe form of epilepsy. It's very deadly, and medical marijuana has proven safe and effective for children just like her in other states. I think it's unfair that these zip codes determine whether or not our children and others suffering get life-saving medical treatment. So that's how I got involved. And I assumed that we would just go to Frankfurt. This group of moms I'm in, we tell our stories about our kids. They would have some compassion, a little heart about them, and we'd get this done. I never imagined we'd be here 7 years later still fighting for the same thing. A lot of these things are just heartless.
Yeah, and that drove you to do your own research, to start doing your own investigative work. And you found some things. We spoke on the phone. You reached out to me this week, and some fascinating things. And talk about some of the things that you've discovered on relationships with senators, openpayments.gov, and such like that. Because, in my opinion, if there's smoke, there's fire. And anytime this is held up and not voted on term after term after term for 7 years, I smell some unethical crap going on. What have you discovered?
And I knew that there had to be more to, some of our opposition. I knew there had to be more to it. So I got to digging around and finding. I wanted to know what legislative lobbyists were fighting against our bill and why. And it didn't take me long. You can go to the Kentucky Legislative Ethics Commission, and they govern our state's registered lobbyists. And you can look there to find out who's fighting against what bills. It didn't take me long to find out that our biggest opposition in the state is from the Kentucky Medical Association. Well, I got to digging around at that association, trying to figure out, what are they protecting? Why do they really not want this? Because I know our doctors are on board. Mm-hmm. So I got to looking, and I found out that, they're funded by pharmaceutical companies. I also found where we've got House Representative Kim Mosier. She her husband is actually the president of the Kentucky Medical Association.
How odd.
Yeah, I know.
How odd.
Right? Yeah. So when you start digging at these people specifically, you can look at you can pull up Neil Mosier or any doctor on Kentucky on openpayments.gov and Dollars for Doctors, and you can see what pharmaceutical companies are paying them. He's got a long, dirty list of people who are, these pharmaceutical companies, giants, who pay him to do what he's doing. And then his wife is sitting in the legislature with this huge conflict of interest, and she's not concerned about the will of the people. She's obviously concerned about living her lavish lifestyle, and these same companies are funding her re-election campaigns. I mean, it's all right there in black and white, and it's very shady.
Have you spoken to the Kentucky Legislative Ethics Commission? Because it's and again, this is one of these deals where we will look into ourselves. So I'm not optimistic, but have you?
Yes, I have. I've spoken with them, and they've let me know that we are not the only ones concerned. There are several in the state who have brought up this red flag, and of most of what she votes on and the legislation that she pushes in our state is directly tied into the agenda of the KMA. And I have talked to them. They are highly concerned as well. The problem is that the law reads that because they can't follow the money. To tie, he is a volunteer member of this organization, so they can't, on their behalf, they can't really do anything about it. Again, that's another law that needs to be passed here. We have so many legislators corrupted by dirty special interest money, and that keeps our state suppressed
and
very much.
They don't even try to hide it anymore.
Well, I mean, what you can do, obviously, if someone's just a volunteer, they're not supposedly getting any money, but if they're living in a $4 million house, it's pretty easy to figure out that they're making more money somewhere.
Yeah.
And then, but
going on vacations, getting $20,000 a year worth of fancy dinners. Yeah, that's pay to me. I would think so.
That could be investigated. That's not a problem. Was it Stivers that said, "Go ahead, vote me out," or one of those guys just said, "Go ahead"?
No, that was Damon Thayer, and I hope Kentucky grants him that wish.
Well, that just shows you, though, the reason why they say something like that is they're like, well, this is pretty cool. I'll make a bunch of money on the side while I'm doing this. If they vote me out, I made $5 million. Who cares?
Exactly. And like I said, you can pull up all the information that I've found is public record. Sometimes it's hard to find, but it's out there. And you can look at, all of our opposition and see, follow the money. It's that easy, and you see just how corrupt these people are.
Have you considered, has y'all considered moving? Like you just, at some point, you've been fighting this for 7 years. At some point, you're thinking. And the way I feel about it is I shouldn't have to move.
I agree.
This is my home. This is my state. This is where I have my home, our schools, our family. We shouldn't have to move. We are on the right side of this issue. If they don't like it, they can move.
Yeah, especially when 90% of the constituents want medical passed.
Absolutely. And we're going to get this done. I've met too many people here that are just as worthy of good, safe access to this. I wouldn't give up and leave them now for anything.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you came across any House members or Senate members that are actually on your side and willing to work with you? But
absolutely.
Good.
In fact, we have the majority. We have the votes in the House and the Senate at any given time. The problem is just leadership. You know, we work in Frankfort year round. We have a huge support system where we call these people every day. We set up meetings. We do rallies. We fundraise, and we do our part.
In your opinion, who are the main offenders? You say there's a few that are blocking this.
Well, it's Republicans that are blocking it. You can have the majority all you want, but they're the ones holding this stuff up.
Absolutely.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but the Democrats were in charge for decades. Then if thing got done, they wouldn't do it. Then the Republicans got in charge, they wouldn't do it. It's not like,
but people need to start.
It's not like it's both sides that are saying no.
Yeah, well, yeah,
we're not going to do this.
And I think there's both sides with some unethical doings going on.
I'm starting to figure out why they won't let us, the people, vote on it. They say, well, our Constitution, well, you could change that, but then you lose out on a lot of side money.
No, we all know who's running the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Bourbon, Churchill Downs, and pharmaceutical companies. 1, 2, 3, boom.
Yes, I do want to call out those that are holding us up.
Who are they?
So we have Republican Senator, President of the Senate, Robert Stivers. We have the majority floor leader, Damon Thayer. And then we've got Mike Wilson, the majority whip from Bowling Green. Ralph Alvarado. And then we've even got a new doctor in town, Dr. Donald Douglas. But these are the ones who are holding this issue up. I'd love to encourage everybody to call them, email them. You can call them quickly, 800-372-7181. Leave them a message. But despite their opposition, we absolutely have the vote. And the governor himself can call a special session. Today's the last day of General Assembly. But the governor has said that he is on board.
Yeah, governor said do the right thing and let's get this passed, and I agree with him. And
interestingly, Alvarado was going to be the new lieutenant governor if Bevin won a second term. I wonder if that's connected at all. You have to smoke pot for 600 years and gamble for 1,000 years to pay off the debt.
The name of the organization is Kentucky Moms for Medical Cannabis. Kristin, please keep doing your research and you're digging. You're doing wonderful things, and we thank you. Frankfort, we have a problem. We need to get some of these pathetic cowards out of their seats. Kristin, thanks so much, okay?
Thank you so much. Y'all have a great day.
Take care.
They're not cowards. They're just capitalists.
Well, it's cowardice to not what I believe that some of these senators or House members both alike are scared to vote or be held to a vote because of the repercussions one way or the other.
Their financial interests.
It doesn't matter. They go in with great intentions. And just a couple of years in, they go, I can't beat this system. I'm going to join the system.
And make some money.
I'm going to get paid before I got to get out of here because you can't fix this mess.
The senators that don't speak out and just go ahead and watch this happen, you're complicit.